Alright, Megavan everyone. So now I'm going to do my trailer reaction for the Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the official final trailer, okay? And I mentioned in, I think it was a post. Yeah, it was a post, and I've brought it up at least once or twice also in maybe random other videos, but I feel as if, they're letting out a lot of these type of superhero films. I love my superhero films, ever since, well, even before the Iron Man, uh, something even like the Albert Pion Captain America I liked, for example. Um, and then there's the animated stuff, from the 90s, like the X-Men and the Spider-Man animated cartoon, after school stuff. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends Saturday morning cartoons, from the 80s. I love it all. But anyways, I was really loving, and I still do, but at the same time, I think now it's become, shit, there's a word for that, like flooded, but there's a better word for it. Is it called oversaturated? It's become oversaturated with all kinds of Marvel, not just Marvel, but all kinds of superhero stuff. Um, In fact, it seemed like it got so popular around the 2010 era. They started putting out sort of non-Marvel or DC kind of, at least as far as I know, is not Marvel or DC, but the sort of superhero, but they don't really have powers. Well, maybe a couple of them do. Type films where they're more like vigilantes. So, for example, you had the Kick-Ass 1 and 2, both of those, which I loved. James Gunn's movie, Super. It's called Super. It stars Rainn Wilson, Ellen Page, Nathan Fillion. Of course, these directors love to reuse their actors. I want to clarify something. I called her Ellen Page because, well, she has a lot of movies under her belt when she was Ellen Page. So she was Ellen Page at the time, okay? Now, fine, if she starts putting out stuff, under the name of Elliot Page and as her new thing, okay, I will, that's fine. But I knew her as Ellen Page from films like Whip It, Juno, things like that, and of course Super and various other films. I think it's called The Forest, which also stars Evan Rachel Wood. That's a post-apocalyptic flick, which I loved also. So that is why. So let me I just wanted to clarify that, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so, but there's that film. There was one called oh um, Nem- oh, Arch Enemy, and it stars Joe Man Manganiello or something. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he was married to the super totally hot Sofia Vergara. All right, so there's that film, Arch Enemy. That's a really good one. There was another one, and I can't remember the name, but it's almost like a cross between Saw and a superhero film, where it was James Remar killing off superheroes. He's a villain, and they all had powers. And then one superhero, he what James Remar did was he nullified their powers with like it was like a bracelet, or he did something, so it nullified their powers temporarily. And there's a twist to one of the guys that he nullified his powers, let's say, and I really like that twist. I think it's called All Superheroes Must Die. I think it's simply titled that. All Superheroes Must Die. Try to do a search for it. It stars James Remar, right? So I really liked that one. I have that one. The kick-ass Defendor, right? Defendor with White Man Can't Jump. Oh, fuck. That guy, Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson stars him. Okay, and it also stars, to me, the absolutely gorgeous Kat Dennings. I love her, who was also in first Thor, and she was in an episode or two, I think, of WandaVision. Um, but anyways, yeah. So there came a time where there were, alternate type of superhero films. Okay, but anyways, yeah, let's get to this. I'm sorry for ranting about something that had nothing to do with this one. I'll say also quickly, Pedro Pascal, I still feel doesn't fit the role of Mr. Fantastic. I felt like they could do better. That one guy they had for um, what is that? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, whatever that actor, Krasinski, something Krasinski, right? He was in the movie If, okay, and The Quiet Place or something, right? Um, they had one in him, and he could have been. He was a perfect, for a current Mr. Fantastic. I think Ian Gufford, Gruffid, Ian Gruffid was also excellent, also, but he's now too old.
Famous around the world, please welcome.
He's
the Fantastic
obviously
Four.
like of Spanish descent. He's Spanish, Mexican, and Mr. Fantastic is a white guy, so it's just weird.
Invisible Woman, Human Torch,
I love you, Johnny!
and The Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
That's just in the cartoon. Never late for Sunday dinner. Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time.
They're casting Pedro Pascal a little bit too much in everything, just because he's a hot item right now, or a big thing. Female Silver Surfer, but I know she's meant to be there's many Silver Surfers, right? So she's the other variant. This is supposed to be another world, right? A different multiverse. So when they all come to our multiverse,
What is that?
yeah, Galactus, top of his head. They can still utilize the Northern Red one.
Are we safe?
I don't know. The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
Okay, before I forget, oh, look at that, the shadow of that. There was a Fantastic Four episode. It was the cartoon. I can't remember which one. There's quite a few different kind of Fantastic Four animated stuff, so I get confused which one. And they fought Galactus, and then out of nowhere, this is a cartoon, right? Ghost Rider just rides on in on his bike, gives him Galactus a pendant stare, and defeats him that way. So I thought that was quite cool.
You don't want to just crush him.
Hide that.
That's Herbie the Robot, by the way.
The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Family. It's about connecting to something
I
bigger
look at
than
him, and
yourself.
especially with that mustache. Yeah, that mustache right there. I just
We'll face it together.
think it's like Zorro
As a
or something.
family.
It would just be like if they casted, I don't know, Wesley Snipes or a white guy in the role of Zorro. It's just not right.
I don't wanna.
But that is, to me, kind of like my issue with that. Like, they just casted Pedro Pascal to, because now the whole inclusion thing, I understand that, so they're trying to do that type of thing now. It's the popular thing to do, and I don't think that's great, but I mean, I really think they should cast things appropriately and either comic book accurate or things that make sense. I know in the Ian Grufford one, they casted Jessica Alba, who is multiracial, and not just Hispanic, but she's got some Asian in her, some white, I think, and just whatever. So it's hard to really classify exactly what she is, but obviously it doesn't look like a white woman, which is what Sue Storm is supposed to be. So that was an issue too. I grown to still love that one. So who knows, that could be the same for this, and maybe everyone else might feel very much the same. But it's with Jessica Alba, at least they tried to really, dyed her hair blonde, made her try to pass her as a white, right? Made her blonde as best they could, but you could still tell. Him, you can clearly, with that mustache, he just, like I said, looks like Zorro, and he's obviously of, Hispanic descent, right? But this does look okay to me. I'm still going to see it. I know it's meant to be in some other multiverse, so I'm going to wait for it to come down, and then I'm going to see it. Okay. Oh, and I just want to say, I think superheroes, well, like this, and Captain America, Daredevil, Spider-Man, to me, they make, and Blade, many, I don't want to go through the whole list of them, but they make for more of a compelling kind of superheroes and storytelling, because when you have super powerful heroes, let's take Superman, for example, it's really hard to find a challenge for him, or competition, when nothing can really hurt him but kryptonite. So there's only so much story you can tell with him. I know in the comic books it's different, but when it comes to the big screen, it can be kind of boring, because like you don't really have to fear for him or worry about Superman. Like, oh, hopefully he dodges. He doesn't even really have to try, Whereas, like, say Captain America, for example, or Hawkeye, they have to dodge. You kind of have to kind of worry about them. Like, I know they have, well, with Captain America, he's a bit more durable than a human, and he's super strong and all of that, but he's still not Superman. He's still not invulnerable to bullets, so he can still die. He can't just grip a grenade and have it blow up. He's going to blow his hands off and most likely die. So that's why I feel as if superheroes that are not too godly, to me, make the most compelling stories, and ones that are just, you can't really hurt them, can become, boring over time. That's just my 2 cents. Okay.